Hi guys, Mambo VP, welcome and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Witness. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and don't forget to hit that subscribing button. I'm a Tanzanian living in Denmark, and today's video I want to take you through my Danish education in school process, like Skole process. So once you get your CPR number, you have the right to go to Danish school up to 5 years. So the first 5 years is free of charge, but after that you have to pay. I don't know how much you should pay, but I have heard that is expensive. So I would advise you to go to the Danish school as soon as you get your residence card. So when I got my CPR, my residence card, so I had the right to go to the school. And actually I called the job center, but they should call you, but I called them and I said that okay, I want to go to the school, and then they said yeah, the school will contact you, will call you. I remember they first reached out to me, but I didn't see the message. I was invited for the interview, and then later I called and they said, oh, we have invited you to the interview, but you didn't show up. And I said, okay, please invite me again. So they invited me for another interview. So yeah, I went there. Before I went there, I asked on the Facebook group like what question should I expect on the interview, but everybody shared their experience. Of course, the interview differs from one sports college to another, you know, and some people have shared with me that they are given like a small task in English to identify adjectives, what is the verbs, you know, those small tasks in English. So and the paper was in English, but I talked with my friend after she has done her interview. She was given some small task, in Danish, you know. Yeah, so it differs from one school to another. But when I was told that, so I started reading about like these English verbs, adverb, adjective, just to remind myself, and yeah, to be in a very good position to be put in the highest level. But yeah, I showed up 30 minutes before time, and then I went to meet this lovely, amazing woman here in the school. I go to Balalop Skole, and she's amazing. She's nice, that lady. Wow, I like her. She's from Brazil, but she has been here for many years. So yeah, we talked about my education. What education do you have? How many years have you gone to school, from primary school up to university? And yeah, how many languages do I speak? So I speak 7 languages, by the way. And yes, I have. Yeah, she said okay, then you are entitled to be in DU3, because in the Danish system there is 3 level: Danish education 1, Danish education 2, and Danish education 3. So 1 is for people who maybe they only have primary level. DU2, the people who didn't go to uni, you know, they don't have any diploma. And DU3 are the people who have diploma, high school diploma, university, and maybe you speak more than 1 language. So yeah, you'll be put in DU3. So I didn't get an exam in Danish. And yeah, so she put me that, and she told me like, when would you like to start? I said I want to start as soon as possible. So I remember I started on 26th of April. Yeah, that's when I started. Okay, so I went to the class that day, and we were mixed because there are other people who have started before us and the newcomers. So the freshers were about maybe 10 or something, and so the teacher separated us, freshers and the people who have been there. And then later teacher asked us like, who know the little basic Danish, like Vahila du, Vokama du fra. And of course I've been here for 1 year before I got my card. So I've been learning. I've been attending free Danish classes online, physically. I've been learning Danish through Duolingo, YouTube. So of course I have a good command in Danish right now. I can understand many things. I can read, I can write. It's a very good message or a very good story. If you tell me to write about myself, oh my god, I can fill the paper. So yeah, so on the first day it was so easy for me, and then I started teaching others like, what's your name, where do you come from, how old are you? And then the teacher came and picked up from there. But then I didn't like it because I was put in module 1. Yes, I was put in DU3 module 1, and it's so easy for me because I've been learning all these stuffs. And then yeah, when I attended the second class, it was like that. So on the total beginner, I was the only one who knows at least. So everybody there was a beginner, and so I felt that I don't have a challenge in the class. I don't have someone to speak to in Danish. I don't have a challenge. And then I went to the secretary, I spoke to her, and she said, okay, then you have to go to the advisor again. How do you call the first person that I made for the interview? Yeah, I booked an appointment in the next week. That's after attending 2 classes, actually. Yeah, 2 classes. And yeah, when she saw me, she was like, "Witness, it's you again. So what's up this time?" I told her that I think I know much. Yeah, I think I know much, and I think module 1 is not right for me. I said, okay, yeah, because I've been here for this country for 1 year. So the time that I've been waiting for my CPR and my residence card, I've been learning Danish on my own, attending free classes, attending free workshops to talk in Danish. So I have I have at least a good command in Danish. Okay, so she told me, show me what you got. Yeah, that's like yeah, guys, today is a very beautiful day here in Denmark, but it's windy, by the way, but not that bad. Yeah, so she told me, so show me what you got. So I started talking, introducing myself, like, yeah, hila witness, jeg kommer fra Tanzania, jeg er 28 år gammel, jeg bor i Danmark nu, jeg er gift til dansk mand, han hedder Simon, han er 42 år gammel. Yeah, so actually I talked a lot, and she was like, okay, why didn't you tell me? And that was my mistake, that I didn't tell her. Why didn't I tell her? Because I thought that I'll be asked some things in Danish. Like, I thought the interviewer was going to ask me, like, do you know a little Danish? Do you know, like, show me what you got? But since she didn't ask me, so I felt maybe not to tell her, and let me go to the class and see, you know. And good enough, I have a friend of mine from Tanzania. She gave me the books since last year. So I have that DU1 book, Vitella Dansk. I have Trin, that PD3 book. So I've been having those books, so I've been reading them, so I know them at least. And yeah, so she said, yeah, I can see that you're not supposed to be on module 1. I will talk to your teacher and see what they can do, if they can give you a test and the like. Yeah, so she wrote a message to a teacher on my presence, and she showed me. She said, okay, witness, she think that she's a bit advanced for module 1, and she think that she don't have a challenge. Yes, I didn't have a challenge because nobody was speaking to me in Danish in that class, and those people, I think they're a bit intimidated because they could see that I know a bit of Danish. So yeah, so I didn't have a challenge in that class, and I thought I want more. I want someone to challenge me, someone who will speak Danish with me, like someone who can practice together. And yeah, so she wrote the message to the teacher and she sent it to her. So the next day I went to the class after the meeting, but I guess the teacher didn't see that message, and I kept on learning, you know. Yeah, so then the other day she called me that I have seen a message that she wants to go to module 2, and I said, yeah, I think that I don't have a challenge. She said, okay, yeah, then I have you tomorrow come and you go to the other class, but I think you have to do the exam, module 1 exam. I said, okay, no problem, I'll do the exam. So yeah, the next day I moved to the class where there's a mixture of DU3 module 2. Yeah, the mixture of people who are in module 2 and the people who are module 1, but they're very ready for the exam. Yeah, so yeah, I took classes there. So this first class, like module 1 class, like beginner, I was there for 4 days, I guess. Yeah, 4 days. 4 classes. I took 4 classes, and this one I took 5 classes with them. So at least this one I was so happy. I was so happy because I found a young man who speak a very good Danish. So yeah, he could challenge me and he could talk to me. So I felt good. I felt that was the right level. Even the exercise, even the thing that we learn, it was a bit tough for me. And I felt happy that this is the good class for me, because okay, now the exercise was a bit tough, not so easy than the other one, but yeah, so I could get some things wrong. So I was like, okay, I'm now in the right class. So I also started practicing for my exam. Yeah, so we started practicing for exam, and I had 5 classes there, and the people who I found them there, that they are very ready for the exam. They're taking exam very soon, and I talked to the teacher that I would like to join them to take the exam. The teacher said, oh, I don't think right now is the right time, because that teacher has no time for you. Maybe you can do it next week. Or I said, yeah, I'm ready to do it anytime soon. And boom, one day before, the teacher said, oh, witness, the examiner has a time tomorrow at 12 o'clock. Would you like to do the exam? I was like, oh yeah, I don't mind doing exam. But yeah, that was very short notice. So I started preparing because I've been practicing with them. So it was a bit easy for me this time. So yeah, that's how it went, and I prepared for the exam. And yeah, I passed. So right now I'll be going to module. You want to be seen? That's my husband. He don't like camera. Oh yeah. So I attended the exam yesterday. It was yesterday, and I passed. Actually, I passed. Yeah, maybe I'll make another video to talk about what should you expect the exam. But the exam are a bit the same these days. The teacher told me that they changed the system last year. So that right now they do have the mind map where you choose your topic, and then later you ask the examiner's question. So I'll make another video maybe after this one. This is my husband. Say hello.
Hello.
So yeah, let's talk about my experience with module 1 test, DU3, Danish Education 3, module 1. So yeah, my exam was in the afternoon at 12:30. So I had classes at 9:15 up to 12 o'clock. So yeah, and the good thing that our teacher practiced with me. Yeah, so after the lesson he said, okay, let us practice with the witness, because we had newcomers now from the beginner class that joined us. So they started practicing with me, asking me questions. So yeah, I was a bit nervous. As you all know, the exam has never been easy when it's exam. But yeah, I'm very happy that I passed, and I thank all the classmates and the teacher for the support. So yeah, at 12 o'clock I went to my exam room, and I met a very young man there, was also there for module 1 exam. And then yeah, he started first, and then I went second. So the exam took 5 minutes only. And as you all know, in this test, it's there's 2 parts. There is mind map test, and number 2, it's just you just given the topic that you don't know. So in the first part, mind map, I'll put here on the description or in the screen, then you'll see. So on the first section on mind map, there is a topic. There is my job, where I live, my housing, my sports, Skole, my free time activity, and yes, practice your internship. So you have to choose 2 topics out of those 2 topics you have to choose. So for my case, I chose my work and where I live, Boli. Yeah, and I practiced most of my work. Like, I was very confident with that part mostly than my Boli. Of course, Boli, I had a lot of practice, but I was very happy if I could be asked Boli. And those are the 2 parts that you have to answer. Yes. And there is part 2, also the topic work, free time activity, Boli, school, and internship. But internship, they don't ask you technically that one. And in that, you have to practice to every topic, because you don't know what you'll be asked. And in this part 2, now it's your turn to ask the examiner. On first part, the examiner has to ask you the questions that he has, but in the second part, you have to ask the questions. Yes, and so you'll be given a topic. So on both the topic part 1 and part 2, yeah, in both is maybe where. If it's job, what do you do? Where do you do? Day or time? Colleagues. Do you have a break? And how do you go to work? So if it's in school, it's all the same questions, like all those, like where, day or time, classmates. It's all like that. That's the set of questions. So if you have a practice about work and you find something that doesn't match your work, you just switch the question. So maybe wo arbeider du. So you can say wo spieler du if you have been given somebody playing football. So that's how it is. I know it's hard to understand, but your teacher will pass you through this, and also I'll put the papers there. Then you see what to expect. But technically, the question is not that hard and the topics are not that hard, so you just need to practice. Yeah, and it's very okay to feel a bit nervous, as I felt a bit nervous, and my husband was like, no, this is a short notice. Maybe if you're not ready, you can just talk to the teacher, because even the teacher gave me that option, like, witness, there is an appointment tomorrow. If you think you are ready for the exam, you can go. I was like, I was been waiting for this, so let me just go, though I was a bit nervous. So in the examination room, the examiner was very nice and friendly. Yeah, and he said that you have 5 minutes. Technically, you have to answer in part 1, you have to answer 2 topics. Which topic have you chosen? I said I chose my work and my where I live. And he said, so today I'll ask you 1 topic. And he just wrote 1 and 2, and he gave me the papers to choose where you don't see. And then I picked number 2, and number 2 was Boli. I was disappointed. I was like, wow, I wish I could have got my work, because I've been practicing for my work. But okay, anyway, so he asked me, like, Vahila, what's your name, where do you come from, how long have you been living in Denmark, where do you live? Yeah. I said, yeah, boy. I mentioned the street, and he said, Vo I Bololop. I said, what is your address number? And I said my address number. Because he asked my address number, I gave him the whole address, 001. Yeah, that's it. Are you living in the house or in the apartment? You say, okay. And he asked me, tell me about your home. So how many rooms do I have? And I said, okay, I have kitchen, I have bedroom, I have a belvedere where I shower. We have altan with many flowers. Yeah, actually, I kind of described. I have kitchen that I like. That was it in the part of Boli. Okay, do you have neighbors? I said I have 2 neighbors, a Danish neighbor and a Filipino neighbor. I like Filipino neighbor because she's outgoing and she is friendly, and sometimes we eat together, we watch movies together. Yeah, so, and he was very impressed, I could tell. And then part 2 now, he gave me 2 topics to choose, and I chose free time activity, and somebody was on the gym. Yeah, so I had to ask him questions. Okay, that was pretty hard, but yeah, I managed to ask. And I asked, like, where does he work out? He asked. And which days does he work out? Is it free or he pays? Which days does he go to the gym? How many hours per week? Yeah, is he exercising alone? No, he has a wife. And I said, okay, so he's married. Yes. How does he go to school? How many times does it take? And he said, okay, now I think you have done so well, actually. And I missed only 1. Like, I didn't collect. I asked it in correct way, because you have to make inversion. For example, han go, like maybe han go is Skole, then you have to say go han is Skole. That's what I missed when it came to inversion. But he was so impressed. He said, okay, you're very good at your level, Modua, you're very good, because I know some expression. When you ask me, I can tell the kama enpo. It depends. When you ask me some question, I do put those expressions, so that then will be like, okay, so the kama enpo, or au henga a, also that is depend, or the what, yeah. So I have this this explanation that I have learned. For example, I said when I describe my altan, my terrace, I said I have many flowers. So I said, yeah, mango for Skole, bromstar with mango flower. Yeah, like I had some bit of vocabularies that expression that is very interesting. So when I think I would advise you to have some bit of vocabulary as well. So when you be asked question, you just put some vocabularies in it, like the expression. So it's really nice. And said okay, and after that he said, oh okay, I hope you'll be moving in the next module. I will write the report and I'll give it to your teacher, and the teacher will send to you. And that was it. And when I got home, the teacher wrote to me an email like, witness, congratulations with your test, so we'll be moving to the next module 2 on Monday. So I'm very excited to go on Monday, and I think this is the best level for me, so I'm very, very happy. So yeah, that was my experience with this, how I go, so that was my experience from the interview on which module should they place you. So if you have maybe a degree or a high school diploma, you know more than 2 languages, you're definitely placed into not PD3, I confused, DU3. You'll be definitely placed into DU3, maybe module 1 or module 2. But if you know a lot of Danish, you can tell the teacher that you know some, and then you can go to module 2 directly. Yes, yeah, that was it. And I'm very happy that I didn't waste a lot of time in module 1, because now I had a foundation on Danish already, so I didn't want to waste more time, because the task was so easy. Sometimes when the teacher gives me just fast, I'm done. Okay, then it's nice that I spent only 9 days, technically 2 weeks on module 1, and then I have saved 6 weeks. So yeah, I think, and I like it that you can go faster. So in these modules or in this sports Skole, depends on how fast you are, on how often you go to school. So I think you can finish it in no time if you have that consistency of learning it, discipline, and working hard. I think that you can do it. Yeah, so I wish you all the best if you want to take the exam very soon. The exam is very simple. You should relax, yeah, as long as on those question mind map and part 2, you have to ask question based on those bullets. Like if it's day, you have to ask something on day, how many days, how many time, where, if as colleague, classmate, I will show you. So you have to ask all questions. So at least ask 7 questions. Yes, 7 questions, at least you ask 7 questions, no less than that, 7 questions and above. Yeah, actually the teacher stopped me because I was keep on going and asking questions. He said, oh, you have asked a lot of questions, by the way. So yeah, that was my experience, and I'll keep updating you on my process on module 2, and I want to see how long should it take for me to finish this language. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video is helpful, and see you in the next video when I'll describe module 2 maybe. Bye bye.